It's on. It's on. Hello, everybody. From your soon-to-be favorite gay astrologer, me. What am I doing? I don't know. This? Both. Both. 4 of those. So, my intro. What am I doing here? Of course, we're like staying home and staying healthy and connecting, right? So, I watched this video today, not touching on the topic that I'm trying to not watch many videos these days, but you should, especially mine. But Eric Ho posted an answer to this question of whether we should still try to manifest something if it goes against astrology. And that's not even the topic I wanted to discuss. I mean, that's also a very, very interesting topic for me, and I've been thinking about it so much recently. And of course, we're manifesting all the time, like every second we're manifesting. And I know I knew always that my energy is like strong. So I manifest things like, but only unconsciously. So now I'm like learning, okay, how to harness it, or like just by cleaning out the blockages in your subconscious, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I'm like, but I know astrology to be 100% true. And percents in this topic sound like, who cares, right? But over and over, I find very interesting how precise and accurate astrology is. Of course, depends on how you apply it and how you look at it. Also depends a lot on your biases. Like, it was the same topic that, somebody tells you, oh, you're never gonna get this, or this is gonna be like impossible for you, and if you believe it, of course, that's gonna be a reality. But also doesn't have to be for long. Of course, things kind of get built up on your beliefs. But what's interesting is the fact that where we have obstacles, it's usually the place where we wanted to expand. So in that sense, if you do believe, or somebody tells you, or you keep getting messages of that something's not possible for you, that's probably saying that it's very, very possible for you, and that's the area where you have to take charge in your life. That aside, why I started filming was the funny part when Eric said, because he's a Pisces, and it's very suitable for a Pisces to be such a spiritual person and do yoga and give all this manifestation workshops and seminars and all of that, and being like deeply connected, doing basically spirituality for life, like as a business. And I was like, he said, it's really funny. And of course, everybody's truth is truth, and it's just fascinating how different perspectives are coming at you, and you're like, wow, okay, nice. So in the area of the internet where I am communicating with people, it's about self-empowerment and knowing that you have the power. And I also feel like with manifestation community, it's like, yes, you can change whatever you want. So you are always in charge. You're divine. You're Jesus. Whatever suits you, not Jesus, divine. I am divine. So are you. And you're completely in charge of your life. And that's kind of sort of a goal of various spiritual communities, right? To become completely empowered and confident and take charge of your free will and not give it up through belief that you don't have any, right? So he was like, yeah, tarot, astrology, this and that, and people keep looking at all of this and getting confused. It's better to find a guru. I'm not saying he's suggesting himself. Maybe he's just projecting his own experience. Better to find a guru and just follow them and their advice. And I was like, all right. Doesn't sound like Pisces though. And he was saying, oh, people changing. one time you're one person, and then you change your personality and you become like different. It doesn't, and astrology stays the same. Oh my god, I love this opportunity so much, because literally we need to bridge the gap. We need to bridge the gap. Astrology still stays true after you change your personality. And when he said that, I was like, oh my god, that sounds so much like Saturn is Sagittarius or something. But he has the opposite. He has Jupiter in Capricorn, which shows us what? Which shows us, I'm looking at his chart a little bit here, that his expansion and luck comes from hard work, from institutions and hierarchies, and set of rules, and like business. And that's how he came to where he's at. So he's been like launching his like multi-million whatever businesses, and now at this point in his life he's finally come into his true Piscean manifestation, whatever, expression is the right word. And this is really fascinating. So he never was not a Pisces, but in the world, or like in his success, what was presenting more is this like Capricornian qualities. And what's interesting, because you remember I had this thought because of how he was like a guru. There has to be an authority. Saturn is about authority, right? But also Sagittarius and Jupiter are about preaching. I know everything about preaching. My third house is in Sagittarius, so the way I communicate and talk is just by preaching. That's just all I do. That's my favorite thing, and that's my talent, and that's what you have to appreciate me for. I know that some people get annoyed, but that means that you also want to do the same thing, maybe. But you're not allowing yourself to. Or something, whatever. It's not exact meaning. There's not exact meaning, but if something triggers you, check it. It's really helpful. So what's interesting, even more interesting than that, is that so he's Pisces, and the ruler of his sign is Neptune, and his Neptune is also in Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the like lord of time and restriction. So naturally he came into his Piscean nature later on in life through business, or together with business. You know how things are just like, it's not one because of the other, it's yin and yang, they just click. But that's very, very interesting. That's what I kind of wanted to talk about. Like, I just love, I'm just so excited every time when people talk about astrology, especially their own sign being obvious or known, and you look at them and you're like, I can see your chart on your face. I love it. I just love it. So, see you again. Let's keep it short so you don't get bored. And also that I can upload it in a feasible time. But also, let me know if you have any videos up that you want me to watch and guess your sign. Or maybe you have any other person on the internet and their videos and be like, oh, this is typical something. Let's make it like a game or whatever. Maybe you already know their sign and you want me to guess it. Or maybe you tell me one of their signs, or, because with Eric, I'm like, I really want to know the houses. And I mean, if I really wanted to, I would have guessed. I do it from time to time, because sometimes it's very obvious, and maybe here it's also obvious, but my head is like so bored and whatever, just all over the place. I don't want to concentrate on that forever. But I also don't like to assume, but where I assume is astrology. I love to assume for fun and then find out if it was true or not. I think it's just ridiculously fun. And yes, my amazing hairstyle is provided by coronavirus, which does not let me see my barber anytime soon. But I hope he is in a great health, and I'll cope with this meanwhile. And you have to cope with this as well. See you later. Love you so much. Bye.